Gribbon, owner of Backyard Bodies Fitness, and I'm here to give you a really simple, easy, fun, yummy recipe for an alternative to potato chips. So all this month, the month of April, we're talking about our flat belly challenge. We're talking about things we can do to help tighten and tone our tummy. But number one, and most importantly, we have to start working from the inside out. So my number one flat belly tip is a good, healthy, clean diet. One of my favorite things I like to make, both for myself, my family, and my kids, is an alternative to potato chips, and that is kale chips. So today we're going to be learning how to quick and easily make a batch of these for the whole family to eat, and I guarantee you, you will not be able to stop at just one. So let me go ahead and show you. So you're going to start with a bag of kale. You can buy it fresh or you can buy it bagged. I like to buy it bagged because then I can reseal it again or use a little clip, and it pretty much keeps everything in there nice and good. Now as you can see in here, my oven's warming up. We're going to preheat that oven to 350 degrees, and that's what we're going to bake our kale chips at today. So we're going to start off with some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into a mixing bowl, and we're going to go ahead and coat the kale chips with the extra virgin olive oil, as well as some balsamic vinegar, some sea salt and cracked pepper, and then whatever kind of seasoning you like to use to add a little bit of kick. Now I personally like to use chili powder just because it gives it a little bit of spice but not too much. So we're going to go ahead and measure out 1 tablespoon of olive oil and just pour it into our mixing bowl. And then for your balsamic vinegar, I usually don't use too much. I just kind of add a little splash in there. So if you have it, it comes out in a bottle, you can just kind of pour and just sort of let it drizzle. If you have one that has a spritzer in it, you can go ahead and spritz it as well. And then we're going to go ahead and add some of our sea salt in there, just a couple turns just to season the olive oil, and same thing with our cracked pepper. And then you can add a little bit of your chili powder in there just to season as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and just grab a handful of kale and just put it in there and just start kind of working it around with your hands. And you'll see it start to coat sort of nice and light. So we kind of flip it around. You want to have your kale so it's coated, so that as you go through before you lay it on your tray, that you have a nice good coating on there to give it some good flavor. You can also use a stirrer spoon if you want as well. So I can see that it's kind of coated right now. It's sort of lightly coated. It has a nice little kind of coloring to it. I'm going to go ahead and add some more kale in there and use up some of the stuff that's at the bottom. And again, just using my hands to work it. If you don't want to use your hands, you can use a little stirrer or mixing spoon and just kind of work it around that way as well. But my hands are nice and clean. I washed them before we started, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss just to kind of get the best coverage here with our kale. So we're going to use a lightly sprayed baking sheet, and I'm just going to kind of take them and then lay them out once they're nice and coated on my baking sheet. So as you can see, if you just take your hand and just try to, I've lost one on the floor there, just kind of work it so that you spray it out. Now you don't want to rip the kale up too small, so what's going to happen is when it goes in the oven, it's going to shrink up and it's going to get nice and hard and crunchy like a little potato chip. So they're going to start off in, you know, a regular leaf size, and they're going to shrink up nice and small when we put them in there. So we're going to spray them out so that they're nice and laying flat, nice and coated. I like to give them a little, just quick little dash of sea salt across the top, and a quick little dash of my cracked pepper as well, and then just drizzle some more of the chili powder back across the top just to give them a little kick. And then we're going to go ahead and pop them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. You're going to want to reach in and feel and see when they're crunchy, and we'll take them out and enjoy them in just a second. See you back in a few. Hi guys, we're back. It's been about 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check on our kale chips and see how they are. Hopefully they're nice and crunchy in the oven. Oh yeah, they look good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull these out. They smell delicious. Now if you go ahead and look at them as they come out, they are pretty crunchy. So you can hear they have a little crunch to them. They kind of remind me of roasted seaweed, which is one of my kids' favorite healthy kind of option snack. So have a little crunch to them. Go ahead and pull them out, give them a little bite. They're delicious. A little taste of the olive oil, taste a little bit of the chili powder, salt and pepper for sure. Go ahead and store them in a Ziploc baggie and enjoy. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great day.